Well, hello everybody, and thank you for joining the Verve Group COVID-19 update in the series of updates we've been giving over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And I am joined today by our resident Northern Territory tax expert, Tanya Kirker. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, Tanya's going to run us through today some of the initiatives that the NT government has been put out, or is putting out, and so it's been JobKeeper for the last couple of weeks. So there is other things out there other than JobKeeper, and I'm going to hand over to Tanya. She's going to take us through the NT government initiatives.
Right, yes. Thank you, Mark. And yes, just to give everyone a sea change, you can see that I'm at the beach today. So, and Mark's in the snow. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to drive you through the NT government website. It's very quite user-friendly to get us through to the few initiatives that the NT government specifically has set out for this COVID-19. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm doing that, and now we have the NT government website, nt.gov.au. At the top here we have COVID-19, so if we go into that, as you can see, we've got 28 confirmed cases and 25 people recovered, so well done the NT. So driving for businesses, working for businesses, so halfway down that page, again quite user-friendly, into the business portal, if we'd like to call it that. And in that comes up with some direct business advice, etc. So we're just going to look at the programs and initiatives that the NT government. This page also, as you can see, has all the previous Australian government support packages, which includes the JobKeeper, cash flow boost, etc., which we're not going with today. So we go to the Northern Territory government support, and then we come up with a few headlines which have been announced, and they're good topics to talk about. So the first one there, we've got reducing payroll tax.
Tanya, can I ask a question here about payroll tax? I understand that some payroll tax is waived and some of it is deferred.
Yeah, that's correct, Mark. So basically, if your business has wages less than $7.5 million, your payroll tax will be abolished, waived for the next 6 months. There will be a register called Central Hardship Register, which businesses can apply, and this will be open on the 1st of May. Once your business is registered, you will be contacted by the NT government and they'll take you through that process. So yes, that's a good initiative, reducing payroll tax. Then the next one listed is the commercial tenancies. Yes, recently the Northern Territory government is following closely with a few changes the mandatory code of conduct for commercial tenancies as announced by the federal government. Effectively, yes, negotiation process between landlords and tenants. So if your business is within the hardship, demonstrating the hardship, which is effectively your 30% decline in turnover, it's a good time to start a process to negotiate with your landlord in relation to this availability of your tenancy and landlord and rent relief. So yes, part of that will be if you're able to do the negotiation progress, there's also the ability, that's where you'll receive your payroll tax and utilities bills relief. So the power, water and sewer utilities along with payroll tax will be able to be cut by up to 50%, but you must enter in a negotiation process with relation to that. So yeah, something to look at. The next, quickly, the next line item we've got there is Worker and Wellbeing Fund. So pretty much that one just covers off on those employees that were ineligible to JobKeeper such as your international students or those on temporary visas or visas not listed under that JobKeeper payment. So yeah, go to that website and you'll get more information on that one. And then the last thing we're going to talk about today is this jobs recovery and rescue and recovery package, which is, covers quite a few things. So yeah.
And Tanya, I understand some of those schemes are fully subscribed, is that correct?
Yes, Mark, the home improvement scheme and the business improvement scheme, along with that immediate grant scheme, has already been fully subscribed. It was an amazing take up of that. Some incredible numbers, more than 20,000 applications, my understanding, just for the home improvement scheme. So that's a lot of households that are helping our tradies to get through this COVID-19 virus. So, but I guess the one that we probably want to focus on a little bit today is the Small Business Survival Fund. So I'm just going to go into the website. As we said, all those other funds at the top there, fully committed. We go back to the businesses. Again, quite user-friendly. Just keep clicking through. The goals of it is to help these small businesses get through either the shutdown, help the businesses who are either partially or fully shut down to meet their fixed costs and or some of their wages costs. Also to take into a new environment, for example, in Alice Springs here particularly, all the online services, taking your takeaway delivery food services, for example. And also allowing businesses to take advantage of the economy when the crisis is over. Now, we don't know when that is, but so the idea of this survival fund is that you can survive the immediate impact, and a big one is your fixed costs, but also employees. So this goes through who can apply and what you need to do. There's a few different options here. So who can apply? Pretty much, if your business was pretty much shut down on those in anybody that was affected by the social gathering restrictions. Further, and before you apply, some of it is we don't need that further apply. Before you apply, get vendor ID. Don't worry about all that. Once you start getting into your application, this becomes clearer for you. So then it gives you the how to apply, and the main one is you go to your Smarty Grants website. Again, I'm not going to go into there for now. So pretty much there's four main questions that you're going to get asked. They want to know what your payroll was 2 weeks prior to the 22nd of March. Your payroll was 2 weeks after the 22nd of March. How many full-time equivalent employees? Now this is critical. If you have 10 casuals and one employee, that does not necessarily mean that you've got 11 employees for the purpose of this grant. There's different scales for the grant. So if you have 2 to 4 employees, you're entitled to $5,000. 5 to 19 employees to $20,000. So depending on which box you fit as to which amount of grant that you're available from. And the fourth item they would like to look for is the your monthly fixed costs. Once you put all that into the Smarty Grants application, it will be assessed by the government, and then they will advise you that you've been successful, and the funds will be transferred to your bank account. So while it sounds nice and simple, you just got to make sure that you have all your dates correct, and your your financial information is also correct, so that they can assess that in a timely manner for you. So in closing up, in terms of the Northern Territory government, again, as you can see, driving through these few pages on the website from the Northern Territory, it's quite manageable. There's other fundings available. and it just makes life. Hopefully, we can survive these few weeks, which is what this is all about, is to get us through to the next phase of when our restrictions start to be eased and our business community opens up. So I'm just going to stop sharing the screen. So I think that's pretty much all today, Mark, on the Northern Territory at the moment.
Well, thank you. That's great. I mean, for everyone listening, start off with at nt.gov.au, and there's a whole raft of initiatives at the disposal of NT businesses who, like every other business around Australia, is obviously seeing some hard times. So thank you, Tanya. That was very informative. The website is pretty straightforward if you just follow your nose on a lot of that. So thank you for showing us through.
Great. Thank you, Mark. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.